Hey everybody, I guess I'm streaming right now, so we're just gonna check it out. I'm seeing streaming right now. Okay. Let's check right now. Okay. So, okay. I guess I'm live. S- Alright, we're gonna do is solve some problems here on Hackerrank. This is where's Hackerrank? Where am I? We're solving some code problems. And for example, this one for graded students. We finally printed. We're gonna continue down this road, solving some problems. Okay, we're gonna log in and we're gonna continue. Listen to problem solving category. So, all right, we're gonna continue. Apple and orange. All right, let's try some main problems. I already got started on this problem. Climbing the leaderboard. Okay. From the magic square. Okay. This one sounds fun. Let's try this one and try it. Things attack two. We're gonna try this one. This one's interesting. So I have my pencil and okay theme. My element. Alright. Okay. And I can. Yep. Okay. So, here's the problem. Uh, okay, game player wants to climb to the top of the leaderboard and try their ranking. The game uses dance ranking, so it's their dance ranking. This might be worth exploring, right? I think that can break the rest of the Alright, this is important information. Yeah. Mm, that players with the same ranking number and have equal sources of players receiving media like uh, 1 to 2 and for respectively the first scores are 70, 80, and 105. The ranking alright. Yeah, well, constraints. Alright. Mm, alright. I guess since he shit here. Okay. Mm, I think I got it. Mm, I think so we're gonna have scores. Yeah. Sure about it. I'm dying. We're gonna print the scores. Fair enough. So right now we gotta run a little comparison. So the higher, better. So we gotta store this array first. So stores, then it's sort, and we're gonna have it sorted. That's the best way to have it to do the ranking. You know, I can. It goes from. Alright, we're gonna have to do a sort of bubble sort comparison. So we're gonna have a final score. Hmm. We're gonna have a ranking, right? Just equal to an answer, right? Yeah, fair enough. What I have to do is um, this one. We're gonna have the top positions or ranking has to go from 1 to n, right? We're gonna have paint here to model. Right, so the rankings are can go from 1, the greatest score, to n. This is a first n. So it can go from 1 to n. So we're gonna assign this based on a comparison. So we get our compare indices. Alright, we gotta compare it with the like this. Alright, this is gonna be the logic part, right? So what we're gonna have to do is scores that I, if it is greater than, we're gonna have an initial variable in in let me equal to 0. Scores that I plus 1 and if scores greater than in it plus equal 1 and ranking the pen. We're gonna pen in it. Um, we gotta check the bounds here. We gotta do some comparison like scores. If it is greater than, if it is greater, uh, this condition, we're gonna try some and scores that I is greater than. We're gonna kill two birds with one stone. I eliminate one. We're gonna print scores. Print scores that scores that I plus one. This is gonna be out of bounds because we're gonna print I minus one. So these are going to be the scores, right? Show with the comparison. It's gonna in the out of range, yeah. Mm, this one standing. This is gonna be a balanced range. Like already is simple. Okay, I think while this is based on condition. Um, school schools that went um, the is equal to length the scores. This is going to be counting. Count isn't funny. Count is initialized at zero to solve for it. So count is zero. Um, all right, we're gonna have to iterate for it with count. So we're gonna have our index gonna start at zero. So we're gonna have to do the iteration manually. This is gonna be index. This one is gonna be index two. And we have run this comparison because I stands for index, right? That's what we're talking in programming class. All right. Yeah, this is gonna be index. Index. This is gonna be out of bounds too, but I don't know. Might work. So after all this happens, count close to cooldown. And so will increase index. Index and count plus equal. So we're doing the iteration manually. Mm, I guess it will work. Okay. I guess we'll have to do the hard way. Counter rates. That's the 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 plus equal. All right. Mm, no, I worked so far so good, but after that, we're gonna create ranking. See how things. It's an empty. Okay. Mm, all right, let's try with this base condition. Because right now it is not meeting. Uh, I see why it is empty. Else, mm, in it. I mean, if it's the greatest one, mm, right now I'm just coding the conditions here and two. See if it works. Mm, okay. A simple occurrer can change things. Right now, everything's at one. We don't have any. The, the core idea is right here. So we gotta play tinker with these operators. See how we're doing. Just wait 2 minutes for the talking. Okay. So of course the index 0 is greater than the next. Okay. I guess we have to deal with uh, um, let's try the scores nine. Hmm. Very hinting at the possibility of cracking, correct? Ah, It initializes at zero for every loop. That's why. Okay. This has got to be outside the loop. That's why it was not working. Okay. I think I know why it wasn't working. Initialize should be right here. That's why it wasn't working. Let's print the array. Print um, okay. We have this, but this is just uh, now we have limited. Mm. Now we got it. Um, here we have the key, which is this one. Just put it here. See, key asterisk. That asterisk key equal no equal no. So not that. Equal, I think it works. Uh, I guess I know. Mm, we're gonna have to I thought yeah, we get it. We're just one simple. Okay, now we have when we're printing scores. This is gonna get out of that. I see why. Because we're just iterating through the three things. So what is greater than 90? Right now we have a score of so, for the sake of my mental health, we're gonna have it printed with the sort 90, 85, 85. So what we're basically doing is, mm, I see. Mm. Under this condition, it will never bring, right? So we have to own to. Let's start at 0. Fuck. Here are the scores. Index and scores. And then we have the scores minus 1. But let's print. Mm, I'm printing the last one. So what we gotta do is a bubble sort comparison. We are compared to the next item. Yeah, that's what we gotta do. So we gotta do this. Uh, print this. Print it here for every iteration. So it's order. So 100 is greater than 90. So it's gonna be equal to 1. And in it is gonna be equal to 2. 1 is gonna be appended. Okay. Now it is 2. For the scores, index is equal to 1. I see why. Index is always at 0. That's why it doesn't do a comparison. But it's a simple, it increases the count to keep control of the while loop. Now, now it should be 90. 90 is greater than 85. Yeah. No, no, no. Yeah, we're doing it. Okay, 90. Greater than 85. Yes, it is. So we add 1, which will be 2, and so we're gonna have a condition. Um, we're gonna have a live here. A live. That index is equal to scores that index plus 1. Then in it, it's gonna be um, equal to edit. We're gonna have a ranking and and so we're at 90. 90 is greater than 85. Yes, use the moon. Now minute is 2. You pin 2. Cool. And that's equal to 2. 85 is greater than 85. No. So this condition doesn't hold. 85 is equal to 85. Yeah. So um, I think it should work right now. Index plus 1. Scores is greater than, and and we gotta cap it, right? We gotta have a cap in the index and, and scores. We have a cap. This is the condition that we'll have a cap when dealing with those constraints. So um, index plus 1. So when it gets to 5, um, all right, we're into some problem, but the logic for comparison is sound by most standards. So if well, let's have a function index index and if index hell and and we're gonna have another function here, which is gonna be um, let me see, zero. It's really index hell and put it index minus yeah. Yeah. So in doing so, we have making it we can't save a word. Or it's out of range, but we gotta print it up until this point. We're gonna print it. And let's see where it gets out of range. Let's right now, we're interested in this bullshit. Um, 915. Mm, hmm. We're gonna print it here. Who energy? So we got the lid. Mm, I use the variables, so we got we're printing index health 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, there's There was a way to sort of list in this range, but I thought there was a way to looping up to land list and more points. Yeah, that might be a problem. Let's try this. See if it works. Let's sign up. Okay. I think we gotta compare it with not with this one, but the last one, right? That would be a more logic sound, right? Alright. We'll do the lines, and we can get rid of this. We can't like that because it's not going to iterate. Mm, line 0. Wait, line and scores. And 4, 0, with 4, you get the last item. So if score index, which is gonna be 0, is greater than the item at 4, which is 90. Well, this is gonna be I think the logic is sound. What happens when and 5? Hmm. I think we are running out of room because we're iterating. So now the logic is down. Now we gotta test 100. All right, we got it under control. So we're gonna try some cases. Uh, like input. All right, we're gonna have to try these cases here. It, is ranked number 1 on the leaderboard. All right, let's find this jargon. So we gotta see how the climbing ladder leaderboard function below. We're gonna try this code separately. We're gonna try it separately. Okay, got it. This like so now we see we're getting problems here. Mm, 2, 2, Can we delete this? Yes. Names or Control C. Mm-hmm. Sure. We're gonna. Mm, right. So, yeah. So, you're right. So, you get, get a player that's for the this string. So, and we're gonna have this. Mm, so ranked. It's gonna be active ranked. Ranked. So this is gonna be a function, I guess. Let's try it here. Nothing to lose. Far away, far away. Let's run the code. All right. Get a dude to get rid of this shit is this. Okay. Save. There. There. Two player. And these linkers gonna be layer. And now we should be good to go. So if we this, let me make sure this core does not exist, but layer does. What the hell? So right now we should work. Um, what the fuck? Just gonna copy and delete. Certain. All right. I think we forgot the important part, which is count. So count is equal to 0. And right now, we should be good to go. Hmm. Very badly. try to struck my blood. I wasn't here. I deleted the this this wasn't useful to me. That's what I got rid of. So that's what I got rid of. There's here. Just here. And we should be good to go. Let's see why this thing working. Start again. Restart. Hmm. Here's the input. Seven numbers. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Seven numbers. Hmm. 40, 20, and 10. So 4, 25, 15, 10. My band will cool. Mm, mm, yeah. Yep. So let's run 17, 100, 10, 10, 24, 25, 15, 10. I see it. So, rank, in, then, get ranked. Might as well. Look at it, print, ranked. That, this should do, right? Let's try 7, 2, 3, 18, 5, 25, 15. It's an int? The fuck? Should be a fucking array. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna add my own rank to start this. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be linked. This shit. It might be getting better for me, but for question, four, five, five, maybe right. The object is not built. So we might not be using right at all. But one, two, it's gonna be ranked. Really remember where I was into some. Oh, I see. The logic sound for this problem. The thing is, I'm just misreading the input. But so far, so good. I have to go to class. So that would be it for now.